What's up, everyone, and welcome to another Bitcoin market update. In these videos, you will learn how to use technical analysis to forecast price movements in your favorite cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and others. So let's dive into Bitcoin here on the monthly time frame. It's very evident at this point in time that this is going to be our higher low being set here on the monthly time frame. We have that declining bull volume we talked about as soon as the monthly candle closed in June, and we said it's pretty likely with that declining volume that our higher low has been set. We got close to breaking below that low here, but did not quite get there. And now at this point, we are traveling up at a pretty rapid pace, as we'll see on the daily time frame, to go up and hit this monthly high here at 41,322 from last month. So resistance levels that I'm currently watching are this R2 pivot here up at about 46K, roughly 46.3, I would say. And then we'll see on the 3-day time frame the other level that I'm looking for, which is right around that zone as well. From a weekly perspective at this crypt of the currency here, we are looking at a pretty nice strong weekly bounce here, coming off our low at 29,254 from last week. Almost no upper wick on this candle. Now, if we're just reading candlesticks alone, this is two of the most bullish candlesticks we could possibly have. And why is that? Well, it's primarily because of the wicks. You see how this wick here, there's almost no upper wick, and then this wick here, there's almost no lower wick. So this transition was just pretty much all bull action here, which we'll see on the daily time frame as well. So we're bouncing off of this light blue support zone once again for the third time. So we had one bounce here on the initial drawdown, bounce here, came down again, broke below this low, and grabbed the stop losses below both, rather, not below low. And that's why we have those green check marks there, because we grabbed some liquidity and then we immediately rose up pretty significantly here, closed this weekly candle with a very long lower wick of people buying the dip. And then we came down. Excuse me. We came down and then we formed a higher low above the previous low here at 28,796. And we had, in addition to that, a couple signs that were telling us that this higher low might have some significant buying pressure coming off of it. First, we had our hidden bullish divergence here with lower lows in the RSI, but a higher low in price. And then we saw this decline in bear volume. So you see on this drawdown here, we had increasing bear volume above average, above the moving average orange line here. And then on this drawdown, we had weaker descending bull volume and below average. So both of those signals were telling us that it's pretty likely that the price is going to bounce from this point. And we talked about that after we set our lower high. We said the magnitude of this bounce is pretty significant, so therefore it's likely that we will form a higher low at some point. We got dangerously close to not doing so and proving me wrong, but then the bulls really recovered at a rapid pace here and have subsequently risen pretty significantly. So let's look at the 3-day time frame and see the resistance level that I was talking about before. This is really the resistance level that I'm currently watching. It's this previous candle from back here on, what day is this? March 2nd. So this is when we had our bull trend here. So we come down here, we have this drawdown, we set a low right here. We come up, we form a high. We come down, we form a higher low, which are the first 3 steps we need in the bull trend pattern. We need a low, high, and then a higher low, signifying that the sell pressure on this drawdown in price was less significant than this drawdown in price, because we did not go as low in price. Like here we got all the way down to about 42,700, 42,553 to be exact. And then right here we got down to 46,237, so much higher. And then we look for the 4th sign for this trend, and that is the higher high. And that's what we get right here with 2 candle closes above this key high. So when we come back into this zone, you can see that makes, as soon as this candle prints, as soon as the second candle closes above this key high, this last down candle where people were selling their Bitcoin is our main buy zone here, because this is where people will buy their Bitcoin back in anticipation that because we're in a bull trend, it's likely that we'll bounce off of this level because of the fact that people now have seen on this 3-day time frame that we're in a bull trend. So people that sold here in anticipation that we're going to form a lower low saw right here that we were in a higher high type of situation, and so they are able to buy their Bitcoin back here. They have the opportunity to do so, at least, and that's exactly what they did, and we pushed to the new all-time high here. We then tested it again here. We wicked below it slightly, but did not close below it. So we still held a support here a second time. And then finally, we have this very clear drawdown through this level. So now, and we've closed below it, obviously, several candles. So now, on a return to this level, this should act as pretty strong resistance. It's also pretty confluent. It's not exactly confluent, but it's near that weekly resistance pivot level that we talked about, around 46.3, which is right here. It's below that area, but it's still close to that area. So generally, this kind of area between, like, basically this wick of this candle, the bottom of that wick, up to about 52.7 is really our resistance zone, I would say, on a rise in price. We'll see if we end up getting a development in price that where we appreciate up to that level. That'd be pretty nice. I think it's definitely certainly possible. That was my bet for a long time now. On the monthly time frame, I've said if we do form our higher low, I could easily see us rise up to 46.3 up to that pivot level right here at the R2. I think that's incredibly reasonable given the size of this move. So that's the area that I'm looking at. The other area that I'm looking at on the 3-day time frame is this red zone back down here. So just ignore this gray box for now. That's from the 2-day time frame, or the daily time frame rather, which we'll talk about. But this candle right here is where we had our bear trend. So we have a high, low, lower high, meaning the buy pressure on this high is less than this high, signifying bearishness, and then the confirmation of bearishness right here with lower low. But then we got this level got immediately invalidated here. We pushed right through the zone and closed above. So now if this candle in a day and 21 hours closes above this red zone, this will end up being a strong support zone for price on a retest at some point in the future. I know it'll probably, since the magnitude of this move, it'll take a very long time to get back to that level. But that would be a level that I would look at as our main support zone after that point, if we do end up closing above that. The other thing to consider here is the daily time frame. So this daily zone here, this gray zone, now we're talking about the gray zone, is really the zone that has been suppressing price this entire way down right here before we had this decline. So we had one test here, 2 tests, 3 tests, 4 tests, and then we reject down. So this level was strong resistance, but now you can see we've pushed right through this zone. And now if we close tomorrow's candle in 20 hours, roughly above this level will end up turning into a support. And that's just a classic support resistance flip zone type of a situation there. So we'll see what we get there. The other last development on the daily timeframes, and we'll go down to the lower timeframes, is this 2-day level right here, which is also a level that we've looked at and talked about quite some time. So I actually pointed out this short opportunity here on this channel a while back here in June, and we saw that rejection right here pretty significantly. So this level, with this 2-day candle close with this short upper wick of people, this looks like this is going to continue, in my opinion. We have short upper wick, we have close above the key resistance level, we have like no resistance to be seen on this time frame above this. The only resistance levels is this R1, which is up here at about 41.3, right at this high, which is, that's really our only level until eventually this rolls over, and then we'll have new pivot levels. I'm sure there'll be probably one in this range. But besides that, there's nothing in here in terms of daily 2-day level resistance levels. So this level now that we, resistance, now we're pushing through this. If we close a second 2-day candle above this in a day and 21 hours, same exact thing as situation as the one day time frame, this will turn into support. So I would anticipate at this point, it seems pretty likely that we will close above it. So, and I would anticipate this turning into support, which will give us support from about 38. Let's just look exactly what it is. 38,450 down to about 35,821. All right, let's go to lower time frames now. So if we go to the 8-hour time frame, we can see right now we are getting this increasing bull volume. We still have 4 hours left on this candle. It looks like we'll probably get another increase in bull volume here. The thing that I'm going to be watching here is this yellow level right here. So this yellow level, we've already closed above it once here. So now if we close this next candle above it, this will turn into a support zone for price, and this is at about 39.4. So that's really the main zone that I'm keeping an eye on the lower time frames. And then if we're looking at this from a resistance perspective, we can see there's a 12-hour level before we get to that gray zone up at about 47K, and it is this level right here. So this is the main, I guess the highest time frame resistance we have, because if we go to the daily time frame, this doesn't even actually show up. So on the daily time frame, there's nothing here. This is just black candles all the way down, and we're just declining. So there's no resistance there. But on the 12-hour time frame, there is, because we had this short bounce right here, and then we drew down. So this is our resistance level right here. This white candle back here from May 18th. So I guess that would be the next area where I would expect price to head up to, besides that R1 daily pivot up at about 41.3. So not much resistance here for price before that point, though. So that is something that I will be keeping an eye on, folks. Right now, I mean, you look at this as just ridiculous. This is just ridiculous price action. This is people getting forced out of their positions is what this is. And so we'll see how things develop in the coming days and hours. But these are the key levels I am watching. Let's just go down one more time frame here. 8 hour, just see. Okay, no. All right. So those are the key levels that I'm watching for on Bitcoin. I hope this analysis was helpful for you. If you like this video, give it a like down below and subscribe for future educational content around cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. And in addition to that, definitely check out our beginner technical analysis course that we released on Leutheria.com. You can get 20% off that course by using the link in the description below. This is the course that's going to teach you all of the foundational elements you need if you're just getting started in analyzing price action on crypto assets to try and make informed buying and selling decisions. This course will help you learn how to do things like volume analysis, candlestick analysis, reading a trend, and everything in between. So check that out if that's something you might be interested in. The other thing I would say is, in terms of buying and selling these assets like a pro, we also have our exclusive Leutheria Signals Discord channel. And this is something that we just recently launched, and we're seeing some great reception from the people that are in the group so far. They seem to be liking the content that we're putting out there. And really what we're helping people with is giving them access to all of the different trading ideas that we have related to Bitcoin and Ethereum. So the Leutheria trading team, which I am a part of, puts out all of this different content related to different ideas that we have related to Bitcoin and Ethereum, where we're thinking about potentially buying and selling and things like that. So if you'd like to get access to that, you can send an email to team@leutheria.com, and we'll send you the information you need to get started there. We would love to have you, and check it out. All right, until tomorrow, onward and upward.